Hello, everybody. Just waiting for Sam.
Hey guys, this is Sam here. Just waiting for Praveen, and then I think we've got the full panel.
Also, everyone, we'll be taking questions from here.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I'll be taking questions from here, Telegram, Discord, and Crypto Dreams live stream. So if you want to get your questions on there, but we also invite you up here to talk first.
Praveen,
Sam,
are you
go
here?
ahead.
Do you want to just check your mic?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so this is our first Twitter Spaces AMA. We seem to have lots of people here. I'm not sure how many. Is there somewhere that I haven't done this before? 193 people. I'm sure we'll get a few more than that. Also, for those who are joining us on YouTube, Crypto Dreams, as always, is streaming that. I think he's got a few hundred people there. We're really grateful, as always, that you stream these, and I'm sure there are some other people streaming as well. If you are streaming in future, let us know, and we'll give you a shout out as well. So, because we know you've all got lots of followers. Okay, let me just see, because I want to give it a few minutes, because these things always take a little bit of time to start. Let's give it a few minutes before we go into detail, because as always, I'm going to have a little chat for 5 or 10 minutes at the beginning. Then I think Jacob's got some update. Praveen's on standby to cover marketing and technical questions. We know from the feedback over the week, the main concerns everybody has, the biggest questions. We think we've got some pretty exciting developments. Possibly on the biggest question everybody asks, although nothing's confirmed, but I'm just teasing now while we just wait for the last few. Let's just see how many we're on now. I think we'll get up to, okay, so across a couple of platforms, we've got 500 plus people listening. Okay, I'm going to get into it. Obviously, I know Crypto Dreams generally is recording everything, so if anyone misses the beginning, they can always have a bit of a recap. So there's a lot, as usual, for me to go through. We're doing these every week at the moment, which I know is quite often, and we also are doing midweek AMAs, which are more casual on Telegram, because we do appreciate that in the first few weeks of a project, you guys want to have as many updates as possible. So we do our best to keep you all informed. So the biggest factor this week is Indocoin. So we just have to say this with a caveat. Many of you will know that we are now on the Indocoin website. Now, this happened late on Friday night, but there were a couple of minor bugs, and Indocoin, we only knew about it, obviously, because lots of members of the community noticed it was on there, because I think they were refreshing the page every 5 minutes for the last few days, because as you'll know, it was quite a late launch. We expected it a good few days earlier. So we apologize, but I will say at this stage that we're not fully announcing it. Indocoin haven't formally announced it. It's just kind of leaked out. So the first thing I'll say is until we've fully tested it and Indocoin have said to us that it should be formally announced, because they'll formally announce it as well, please do not attempt to use it at this stage. There are only one or two sort of minor bugs that we needed to feed back to Indocoin, but obviously it's Sunday now. We fed those back kind of late Friday night. So we expect to hopefully be able to formally announce Indocoin early this week. Now, what that will mean, which is the first stage of this, is direct debit credit card purchases of Evergrow in fiat currencies from about 100, I think it's 180 countries worldwide. So this is a big deal. So you can now buy directly with, for example, pound sterling, euros, US dollars, etc. Now, Indocoin are a pretty big deal. They've got 5 million registered users, I believe, or a little bit more than that. And we are speaking to 3 other debit card payment options, because we don't want to just stop with one. We want to have multiple options, but there will be sort of direct buy buttons integrated onto the website. So these are things that had to be built and designed. So this is why Indocoin didn't happen, really straight away or in time. Now, remember, with Indocoin, they will be using PancakeSwap for liquidity, etc. So this means that full tokenomics, there won't be any compromise on the tokenomics. And I know that tokenomics compromise is probably everyone's biggest concern, and we'll cover that in a short while. Obviously, that's been something we've been working on. So we also expect with the other debit card payments for this to be the same. So you'll receive your rewards equally. So there shouldn't be any problem with that. Anyway, so first and foremost, we keep our promises. even though they maybe are sometimes a little bit late. So we're going to be careful not to necessarily announce timelines from now on, because we learned our mistake when we announced the timeline that Indocoin gave us, and it's probably a week late. Okay, so more positive stuff over the week. We've been featured in some major media outlets. A lot of articles saying, we're the next Shiba, we're the next Safemoon, Dogecoin, etc. Now, we all secretly think that we're better than those projects, although we do like and respect them. But they are multi-billion-dollar projects, and we are at the moment only a little baby at sort of in a range of about 120 to about 160, 70 million. So we've been taking on, since the day we launched, over 1,000 new investors, which is actually quite remarkable, and we're retaining that momentum. So we have 30,000 wallets, or more than that now, and it's going up very, very quickly. Now, this is great news, because I know that every time one of the very early or pre-sale investors sells a big chunk of their profits, and bear in mind they are sat on fairly eye-watering profits, so we're not going to get all upset if someone sat on huge profits decides to sell 5 or 10% of their holdings, because it takes a lot of nerve to not do that. But obviously, every time they do that, and 1,000 more wallets eat up their sells, which is what we see. We're in this nice range where a whale sells and then everyone eats it up. So everyone's getting all the rewards from those trades. And obviously, we think that's great news, because you're far better off being in a project with lots of holders. It gives you a much stabler base for the investment. So the market cap's actually been very stable, because obviously, while we're working on these things in the background, we know that it will be a big fundamental announcement that takes us to the next stage of the market cap. So we're really happy that we've got such stability. I mean, we've seen some projects go up and then drop 90% and be all over the place. And although we're still very volatile, we've actually been in quite a nice range. We've had a sort of a rising bottom, as they say. That sounds like very British sense of humour. But we've had that going on, which is a nice technical signal. So the technical analysis out there will be looking at our chart saying, this is a really nice looking chart. We're happy with this. And it's quite obvious that, as the major announcements come in over the next couple of weeks, we would expect the current market cap, the current range to be broken out of. Obviously, we can't guarantee that, we can't give investment advice, but that was my personal expectations are that, we're in this really healthy range, and I would like to expect new all-time highs as each piece of fundamental news is announced. So I'm really happy with that. We've also paid out nearly $6 million of rewards in the first 4 weeks. Jacob's going to cover how the reward system works for those who are new. But in essence, our rewards on average are twice as rewarding as similar projects with similar tokenomics. So there's a lot of great videos that explain why, so I'm not going to go into detail. Again, something that's incredibly unprecedented for our project, which is only a month old or slightly under a month old, is that we will have utilities launching within the first week. We expect content subscription and NFT marketplace to effectively have their sort of soft launches within a week. So bear in mind, there are projects that are worth $10 billion that have no utilities yet. And they're based purely on hypermarketing, which is great, because hypermarketing brings lots of people's attention to a project, but we've always insisted on fundamental value as well. Sorry, my phone was beeping there. I hope people didn't hear that. Just let me put it on Do Not Disturb a second. Okay, so I'll carry on. So let's talk about big stuff. Exchanges and tokenomics. I think the obsession with everybody, rightly so, is what happens when we go on big centralized exchanges to tokenomics. There is not a project out there today that has managed to solve this problem. So let's talk about solving that problem. So along with a number of exchanges, we've been accepted in principle, effectively waiting for us to give them the green light by 2 major exchanges. We passed their audits, we passed their security, and there are a number of other exchanges who have basically said, yep, sign our contract and you can come on board. The 2 major exchanges basically said, look, we're offering you this tokenomics solution. If you accept it, 3 to 5 days you'll be on our exchange. But what those tokenomic solutions are the compromised tokenomic solutions that every other project in the world is using at the moment, and you guys will be aware of that. I know it's the biggest question. Effectively, what people don't like, understandably, is that when a contract offers rewards, the tokenomics are kept within the exchange. So if there are people trading on Bitmart, for example, all the rewards for the people on Bitmart are shared between those on Bitmart, but then those on PancakeSwap don't get those rewards and vice versa. Although it's not actually a terrible solution because it tends to work out relatively even. I believe that, for example, Safemoon, although they're on some large exchanges, I think most of their volume is still on PancakeSwap. I may be wrong, but I believe that's the case. So it's not been a problem. But we basically said to these exchanges, just give us a few more days, okay? We are a mature team. We're all sort of businessmen. We know what we're doing. We know that you guys love big announcements, and we could have announced 2 big exchanges and the price would have shot through the roof and everyone would have been happy, and that would have been on compromised tokenomics. So what we're saying is, listen guys, we're not going to fall to the pressure to just hype the project and make announcements for compromised solutions. We want perfect or near perfect solutions, and that is what we're working for. So effectively, one of the exchanges is Bitmart, because we've already told you, we've signed the contract, we paid the money. They're just waiting for us to send them the final solution for the tokenomics. The other, we cannot mention because of an NDA, but they have effectively sent us a very, very good proposal for tokenomics, which we've been going all over as a team. I've never been so, I don't know what the word is, but the complexity of the solution, we're talking about pages and pages of documents, like effectively following the flow for different people in different scenarios. For example, someone who has a trust wallet and they want to move their Evergrow to the exchange, how are they treated? Someone who buys on the exchange, how are they treated? The 2 considerations are the total taxes that someone pays and whether the tokenomics are distributed evenly across everyone in the world holding Evergrow coin. So we believe that as of today, working on the principles that were sent to us by the second large exchange, that we now have the solution. Okay, so this exchange, just so you know, we can't say who they are, but we can give you some basic details. They're an A-rated exchange. They're in the top 10 of 500 exchanges that were rated on transparency and volume. They have billions of daily volume. They have millions of users worldwide. So effectively, we believe that we may have the solution, the golden egg, whereby rewards are distributed evenly across everybody and all volume is counted. So if you hold on Trust Wallet or you hold on a big centralized exchange, you should receive the same proportionate rewards. Now, this would be the biggest announcement in the tokenomics space in history, as far as I'm concerned. And we want to be the ones to do that. And that is why we haven't just said, okay, we're on Bitmart, it's ready, but all the tokenomics are isolated within Bitmart for people who hold on Bitmart. We could have done that and we would have got a bounce in the price in the near term, but that's not what we're trying to do. We are a team who are building a long-term project here. That's why we set out straight away to have utilities, and we want our tokenomics to work for everybody. So this is what we're doing. I believe we have the structure ready now. We're going to do final tweaks after this AMA, and we're going to email it off to the large exchange that I just mentioned. We believe in principle that they will accept it because they've basically given us the groundwork of things they're willing to do. So we've worked on that to create this solution. So it's going to take a bit of work. It's not easy. Sorry, I just cut off for a second there. It will take a bit of work, but I cannot tell you how massive this news would be for Evergrow Coin. We would be making crypto history, and that is why we're willing, I'm afraid, to have people go, when Lambo every day of the week, because we haven't announced that these 2 exchanges in particular are ready, because these are 2 major ones that we want to get this tokenomics working for. So that's kind of covered off the big news, okay? We are not interested in short-term hype, short-term price action. We are interested in solving what I believe is the most fundamental problem facing every project in our space. And a lot of projects wanted to just be able to make their news announcement. So they went ahead with these big exchanges without a good solution, and they're stuck with that solution now. So that's why we will take a little bit more time to make sure that the number one priority is not, so we can make an announcement every day, but it's the long-term Evergrow investors and how they get their rewards fairly. Okay, so I've covered a lot there. I always talk a little bit too long. I think now,
Thank you, Sam.
yeah, I'll pass over to Jacob. But listen, this has been a really exciting week, although we've not been able to make regular announcements. And we think this coming week is going to be even better. So Jacob's going to cover off a few more things now. So I'll pass over to Jacob.
Thank you, Sam. Hi, everybody. Before we start, I just want to thank you for being here. We are quite a lot of people in here, and also on Crypto Dreams live stream. So we are waiting your questions after we do the updates. As you know, since last week, we started to add more LP to the Pancake Swap. So we have a much solid LP. We redistributed 100% from marketing allocation and 33.33% from the buyback wallet. So we have like one more week to continue to add more to our LP. And I think then we can go back to our normal redistribution of the tax. So far, I think we have like a strong LP built, and we are going to allocate one more week to that. Also regarding the rewards, I just wanted to let you know that we are giving double the rewards that other projects do because of our burn rate. I just took a look at Safemoon burning rate, and like they already since launch they burned like 42% of their total supply. We did more than that before launch actually, because before launch we burned like almost 51% or something like that. And we continued to burn since launch. So I think this is a big plus for the rewards project. I mean,
Jacob, can I just jump in, because I think there's a detail that's being missed, and this is a huge detail. Safemoon send their rewards also to the burn wallet, which means that we not only have we burnt more, but our rewards don't go to the burn wallet. Our rewards just go to the user wallets. So that means only 44% of our wallet holders are receiving 100% of the rewards. So it's not just that we have more burn, it's that we're giving more than double the rewards out because our burn wallet doesn't receive rewards. So that's a huge difference. People should appreciate why everybody on Twitter is going crazy for the amount of rewards they're getting from this project, is because we excluded the team wallet and the burn wallet from rewards, whereas other tokens put their rewards also in the burn wallet, for example.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think I can tell you that the exact amount of tokens that are qualifying for rewards, and that's 434 trillion tokens that qualify for. So it's less than 44%.
Wow, so it's a big deal, and this is why people are getting so excited about the rewards, because they are unprecedented. They are more than double any comparable project.
Yeah. Plus, this is the rewards are in a stable coin. Most of the projects, they do rewards in their native token. So being rewarded in a stable coin means that you don't need to touch your EGC holdings. You can spend the rewards whenever you want for reinvesting by other projects, or just spend them, I don't know,
and buy the dip. You can use them to buy the dip. But also, you don't pay any taxes on your rewards, so the rewards are paid out tax-free. So yeah, all good stuff.
That's also a good point. Yep. I think we can move on with the announcement for the giveaway. I'm right now on the GiveLab platform, and I'm just about to click the pick all winners. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay. So should we announce their name or username? Something.
That's a good question. I think it's the Twitter handle, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we're okay to announce
Twitter or Twitch, because people connected with their Twitter account or Twitch account. So I think it's okay.
Let's announce them. Maybe if anyone's in the audience is a winner, then I'm sure there will be. So that'll be good for people listening.
Okay, so first one is Steph 2710, STEF 2710. Okay, let me just note this again. I don't know how this platform works. It's the first time when I visit, and I don't want to use
get it
the
wrong.
first winner. Yeah, but so I just make sure I will note it. Okay, next. Okay, next one is Leon G. K. Kin. Okay, Leon G.
So these people have all won. How much have they won, Jacob?
1 billion each.
Wow. Okay, so you won 1 billion each. That's going to be some serious passive income over the next few years.
Okay.
Jacob, can you spell out each of the winners just so people can write them down? We can write them down and announce them later. So can you spell them each out for it?
Let's just we'll try and speed it up. Maybe we'll do an announcement on Twitter. We'll tag everyone in.
I'm also noting down the usernames, and we'll have a list later.
We'll run through it. Let's run through it quickly. Just read them out, and then we can do the housework behind it a bit later.
Yeah, the next one is Idin Zilkik.
Okay.
Zilkik.
You probably don't need to write it. It'd probably be saved in the system.
Okay, next one is Safemoon Jimbo.
Safemoon Jimbo, well done.
Okay. Next one is GBC. Congratulations. Next one is Benjamin D. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 is Konstantinos.
Congratulations.
Okay, next one, Alex9VT. Okay, so that's number 8. 2 more.
Congratulations, Alex.
Bobby C. Bobby C. Okay. And J Sharpie. J underscore Sharpie. Okay, I think this was the last one.
No
1,
drum
2,
rolls.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Perfect. So that's 10 billion Evergrow coin given away today. We will run competitions again in the future, but congratulations to those guys. Obviously, we've got your details. We'll reach out to you and get those transferred. Also, just to confirm, we've done the maths so that we transfer and you receive 1 billion net. You won't receive sort of 860 million. You'll actually receive the full billion, or it may be a 1 or 2 digits out, but you will receive the full billion. So well done. Okay, so yeah, we've covered a lot really on the details of the exchanges. Jacob, now you've done the competition, is there any more that you want to add, or should we move into actual questions?
I'll make the list with the winners, and we will announce which are the winners. And I think the platform will send them emails.
Okay, perfect. So, Praveen, is there anything you want to add before we go into questions?
Yeah, I think let's move to the questions now.
Okay, so Paul, you're going to lead the questions.
Okay. First question actually was from earlier in the week, and it was kind of a good one that I noticed. And you Crypto Newbie was actually a new YouTuber, and you retweeted him. actually, and he had a good comment/question for you to what you just talked about was the how you burned half half the tokens and the wallet, and the wallet is not receiving reflections. That should be maybe in the main page at the top of the page for investors to read. He actually got a lot of comments on that about investors seeing that and how that was a big piece of information that made it
right.
wow.
It's not just big, it's huge. And also that I did actually, I think I retweeted the video and I corrected something that he also missed. So again, we'll just re-emphasize this because this is not insignificant. The reason our holders are effectively predicted to get their entire stake back in rewards within, I can't remember the number of days it was a small number of days, like 6 to 8 months. Based on the current volume that we would expect people to have received their entire investment back. That's why, obviously we've got this stable base of people holding. Most of the price volatility is actually from a handful of larger wallets just sort of taking profits and then obviously rebuying then at the bottom. So we're seeing a little bit of day trading, which is fine because it's producing rewards for everyone. But yeah, I'm going to just re-emphasize once again, other projects who have a burn, maybe they've got 40%, 50% burn. Half of the rewards are going to their burn wallet in that case. So if there's 50% live wallets and 50% burnt tokens, when the rewards are paid out, half of them go to the burn wallet. Now we have a far better version of that. All the rewards go to you guys. So in the case that we talked about, under 44% of wallets are receiving 100% of rewards. That means you are getting comfortably more than double the equivalent of rewards than in any other project. But not only that, you're getting them in stable coin. You're getting them in US dollars, effectively Binance pegged US dollars. So you can either spend that money or you can hold it and buy the dip, which we know a lot of people are doing. But there's no tax on that. So you don't, if you're in another project and you get the tokens as rewards, you have to decide if you want to sell those tokens. You have to pay your sales tax on the tokens, and then obviously you have to then convert them into something you can spend. So, but also you only get half the number of rewards. So this is why it's so huge. But also the team stroke airdrop wallet, which is another 5%, that's also locked out of rewards. So the rewards are very, very rewarding. And yes, we're working on so much because obviously we're getting platforms. I mean, I don't think maybe we emphasized enough that we will have our first 2 utilities kind of online within about a week. So there's a lot of work doing on that. We know there are things that we can be adding to the website. We want to have a really nice calculator on there that where you can say, look, if I own 1 billion coins and the daily volume is this, how much will I make in US dollars every day? Because we know that's really impressive. I mean, if we do, which I fully expect us to as the project matures, if we do get to that billion plus market cap, obviously the rewards are going to be substantial because we are going to have much more. It's just logic just says that we'll have much more volume at that stage. So our rewards are incredibly good. And the other interesting thing is that within our taxes, the reason that our burn wallet does still increase in a healthy manner is because we have buyback and burn, which is another really innovative thing. So within the taxes that people pay to buy and sell, 3% on a normal basis goes to the buyback and burn wallet. Now that wallet then the phone keeps cutting it off on me. The buyback and burn wallet buys Evergrow coin. So it creates a big green candle or a progression of candles, and then it burns them. It sends them to the burner, so it takes them out of distribution. So that means there's even more rewards going to you guys. That's far better, we think, than rewards going direct to the burn wallet. It's just a far better solution. At the moment, as you know, we've diverted. There was no liquidity issue, but when we were getting a FUD attack in our second week, people were desperate to drive the price down. One of the things people were trying to say is we didn't have enough liquidity. We had loads of liquidity. We never had an issue with liquidity. We have something like 3.6 billion in liquidity $1 million worth of liquidity at the moment. But anyway, we decided just to make a point to show, we listened to people's concerns that we diverted 1% of the buyback and burn and all of the team wallet into liquidity. So that's increased liquidity by about $1 million over this week. We'll do that for one more week, but we don't really think we'll need it again. But if we ever do need it, we can just do that. There's other things in the future we can do. So once we've burnt enough tokens, we could then decide. We want one thing we've promised: we will never increase taxes and we will never decrease rewards. Because every time we do something to try to help the community, someone comes along and tries to FUD and say, oh, well, if they can change the taxes, we know what they'll do. They'll increase the taxes. No, we won't increase the taxes. Or they say, oh, they'll reduce the rewards. No, we won't reduce the rewards. We've actually proven that by, rather than reducing benefits to yourselves, we took our entire team budget away for 2 weeks, which is fine because we had enough in the marketing wallet anyway. But as I've said, we will continue to prove that the community is absolutely everything to this project. All we all need to be happy is for this project to be successful, and that is for the community to be full of confidence. That's why we do these AMAs. You've all seen us on videos. You've all seen our LinkedIn. I believe that there is no excuse for a team not to be fully transparent and to do everything they can for the community at all times, and that's what we do. I don't believe there's an excuse for that not to be the case. So anytime we do anything, we communicate it with you guys. Anyway, long answer again to a short question, but I wanted to go into a little bit more detail on some other things that I've been seeing coming up this week. Okay, Paul, back to you.
Okay. Let's go to, and I'm going to try to get to everyone. So Todd Hart, Twitter Space. Todd, you can now speak.